All right, so at this point we know both sine of alpha plus beta, and we've learned that that is the same thing as sine of alpha times the cosine of beta plus the sine of beta times the cosine of alpha. We've already went through and shown ourselves that, and cosine of alpha plus beta, that one's going to be cosine of alpha times cosine of beta minus, this one's the opposite operation, so minus sine of alpha times sine of beta. And next we're going to try to figure out, well, what is tangent of alpha plus beta? Let's rewrite that. What is the tangent of alpha plus beta? And so first off, let's break that into, that's going to be the same thing as the sine of alpha plus beta divided by the cosine of alpha plus beta. If we have the sine of an angle divided by the cosine of that same angle, so whatever alpha and beta are, and when we add them together, they're going to be the same amount. So that would give us the tangent of that angle. And now let's break this into something that into these pieces up above. And so let me see if I can just cut and paste. All right, so that's going to be sine of alpha times cosine of beta sine of alpha times cosine of beta plus sine of beta times cosine of alpha divided by, let's try that again, divided by, I suppose it would have been faster just to write it actually. There we go. Divided by this here, so divided by cosine alpha cosine beta minus sine of alpha sine of beta. So sorry for that. That was probably a little bit clunky of a way to do that, but we just expanded sine of alpha plus beta and expanded cosine of alpha plus beta, and we have this here. Now, reason we did that is because we don't know what tangent of alpha plus beta is. So we put it into terms of something we do know, but we still want to have it in terms of tangent. So how can we change, for example, this first term right here? How can we change that into tangent? Well, tangent is sine divided by cosine. And so if we were to, let's copy and paste one more time. Give ourselves a little bit more room. Okay, so if we wanted to turn this term into tangent, well, we would divide it by cosine alpha. And so I'm going to multiply both the top and the bottom here by 1 over cosine alpha. So 1 over cosine alpha. And that will turn at least that part into tangent. We'll still have this cosine beta left over. Looking at the second term, well, hey, if we have sine of beta, we'll need to divide that by cosine of beta. So 1 over cosine beta. And to rewrite that of what really we're doing, so just to clean it up a little bit, this is really going to be multiplying both the top and the bottom of our fraction right here by 1 over cosine alpha times cosine beta. And that'll help us to get tangent up in the numerator. Okay, so as we multiply this by the first term over here, well, cosine beta divided by cosine beta, that's going to give us 1 right here, so that one drops off. And we're left with sine alpha over cosine alpha. Sine alpha over cosine alpha, which we want so we can get that turn into tangent. As we distribute this to the second term, cosine alpha divided by cosine alpha, that's going to cancel out, and we're left with sine beta divided by cosine beta. So plus sine beta divided by cosine of beta. Now that's all over still, big fraction, all over this here. And so on the bottom, to keep it equivalent, we had to multiply by the same stuff down here in the numerator, or sorry, denominator. And so we have cosine alpha, cosine beta, divided by cosine alpha, cosine beta. Hey, that's going to turn into just 1. So 1 minus, and then here we have sine alpha, sine beta, divided by cosine alpha, cosine beta. And hopefully you can kind of see what's going to happen here, that all these are going to turn into tangent. So what is the sine of alpha divided by cosine alpha? That's tangent alpha plus sine beta divided by cosine beta is tangent beta over 1 minus, well, what's sine of alpha divided by cosine alpha? That's tangent alpha times, and then what's sine of beta divided by cosine beta? Well, that's tangent beta. And there is what is equal to tangent of alpha plus beta. We went through kind of the proof to get us there. So tangent of alpha plus beta is equal to tangent of alpha plus tangent of beta divided by 1 minus tangent alpha times tangent beta. Okay. Now over here, you've got the rest of your formulas, which should be all pretty self-explanatory after that first one. That now if we're going to have tangent alpha plus beta, instead of, and we're going to now have tangent of alpha minus beta, well, we'll plug in negative betas here, and so that would be a minus tangent of beta, and negative tangent of beta times tangent alpha would give us a negative here, so minus a negative turns into plus. Likewise for cotangent, that's just the reciprocal of tangent. So notice the numerator and denominators are just switched, and there's your 4 new formulas. So hope that makes sense. I wouldn't spend the time memorizing all these. I probably would memorize just tangent of alpha plus beta and use that to derive the other 3. But hope that helps.